talk a little bit more about PAR, and I think arguably, if it wasn't the best go private sort of go public result, it was definitely up there. I would argue it was probably one of the best deals that you and your partner TPG has done in the generic industry. I mean, when did you realize, hey, this company maybe should be private? And what were some of the things that you did as a private company, because you've run both private and public? What were some of the things that you could do as a private company that perhaps wasn't available to you as a public entity?
Yeah, sure. Again, another great question. And I never thought of it in terms of one is better than the other, right? Because they both have advantages, obviously. But to me, it's a point in time, and where you are as a company in a point in time. And for PAR, and at that time was 2010, I was the COO at PAR, and I would say between 2010 and 2011. Our stock was probably trading as a publicly traded company around $30 a share, and we were undervalued, right? And we couldn't get it to move. When we were executing, we were filing products. You'd have your earnings call, and it just was a very challenging point in time. I think for us, we were approached by TPG in 2010, and they saw something in our company. They saw a company that was executing and was driving EBITDA, but we did have a challenge from a price per share growth standpoint. So I think they watched us and they courted us. And I would tell you, as the COO, and I was probably skeptical at first, right? And it was 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and it was a different environment. But I think we realized that we were not going to be able to drive the stock the way we wanted to. So we huddled at a leadership team and we made the decision to go private. Now, I think maybe to answer the second part of your question, one of the things that, coming out of the gates that was remarkable in terms of maybe something that we could do as a private company that would have been a bigger challenge as a public company was pre-day one. I think we executed the deal and we were in the waiting period. It might have been the Hart-Scott period. And you're in this gray zone as to who's really controlling the company. You've got the legacy PAR board, and you've got the new TPG board coming on. And right in the middle of that, if I recall, Watson had acquired activists, and there was a basket of products that had become available. And our sale price had been established. Now all of a sudden, there's an opportunity. And where do you go for it? Now I'm the CEO of the company, or to become the CEO of the company. And we had to go back and we had to approach TPG. And this was a significant investment. And we came up with a bid number and it was accepted internally by TPG. But we were not the highest bidder. And then we had to come back. And I remember speaking to Todd Sisiski, and it was like at 4 o'clock on a Friday. And we needed another $25 to $30 million. And the whole bid was over $100 million, if I recall. And we worked together, Banks, I think it was like 4 o'clock on Friday. And by 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, it had gone through his deal committee. He came back, he got approval, we got approval. We went back, we were able to obtain those overlap FTC products from Watson. And that really kind of set the stage of understanding maybe some of the upside of being a privately held company. And those products were a major contributor to our EBITDA growth and how we were being viewed. So it was really very, very early in the process. It was just a great experience for me personally.